Hello, hello. How are we? Welcome back to Football Forum, guys. Hope we're all well. I think we've got a first. Ian Lockwood liking the stream before I've even started talking. Thank you, Ian. Appreciate the like, mate. First comment as well. It's nice to see getting likes before I even get started. So thank you very much. How's everyone been? Don't forget, if you are here, give us a like, say hello in the chat, just so I know who's about and I can talk to you guys. Ian, mad props. Liked before I even got started, mate. Thank you very much. Let us know how you're going, guys. Stuart Wolf, Big Bad Dino. Stewie, how you doing, mate? Good to see you. Good to see your boys working his butt off. Stuart's liked the stream. Thank you, Stuart. Hope you're doing well, mate. It's a bit of a crazy stream tonight. I'll be honest, there's so much going on that I'm going to do my best to cover as much as I can. But only getting sort of just under 2 hours between work and streaming makes it a bit tough when I'm trying to cover everything myself. So bear with me. We'll work through what we can. Obviously, transfer deadline day, so transfers are going absolutely mental at the moment. Clubs in a rush to get things over the line. If you've heard any big rumours or anything like that about your clubs or whatever else, don't be afraid to pop them up in chat and we can discuss those. Plus, whatever I've heard of, I'll run you guys through. It's also been another crazy week of football. Very good weekend in the Premier League. I'm sure Eddie McCullum Senior will pop in at some point and we'll chat about their game, which he might not be, and he might not be happy with the game. But Celtic Rangers, and if Mr. Gomez turns up, we might even chat about Forest and Derby. So, it's a big weekend. Like I said, transfers are going spaz. So, a couple of transfers that I've heard of. Just let me check my notes here. Malcolm. Hey, Dean, how are you? Good, Malcolm. How are you, mate? Good to see you in here. Hope you're staying fit. How's things been, bud? How you been? So some of the transfer stuff going on. Sterling, Dijon Sterling, that is, from Chelsea. He's a youth academy graduate from Chelsea. He has just signed a new deal with Chelsea, extending him to 2023 and moved on loan to Blackpool. That's a very good signing from Blackpool. So for anyone that does follow the Championship, Blackpool, check out Dijon Sterling. He's a quality player. What else have I got in my little bag of tricks here? Give me a second. So some overnight done deals. Bayern Munich have completed another deal for Marcel Sabitzer from RB Leipzig. RB Leipzig finished second in the Bundesliga last season, and Bayern Munich have now got their coach, a couple of their best players, and even their psychologist. Bayern Munich have taken their psychologist. Bit mental, absolutely mental. Stuart Wolf, Neves to United, and Renato Sanchez to Wolves from France. Some good movements there. Malcolm, I've been good. I have been good, thank you. That's good, mate. That's good. You've been watching any football, Malcolm? Bayern Munich are basically just buying Leipzig, who were the closest competitors last season, just pilfering them for everything they're worth. This is an interesting one, actually, this next one. So Troy Deeney has actually left Watford after over 400 appearances for him, and he's going to the Championship on a 2-year deal with Birmingham City. He is actually a lifelong Birmingham City fan, so I'm sure even though he's taken a step down in quality in terms of the league, he's still going to be very happy with that move. So Troy Deeney no longer at Watford. Schalke centre-back Ozan Kabak has joined Norwich City on a season-long loan. Another good signing for Norwich. They've been very, very busy in this transfer window, doing everything they can to keep themselves up. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes on. Now, apparently with that one, Norwich actually have an option to buy for about £12 million. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Norwich making big moves. Also on the Chelsea front, Tiemo Bakayoko has returned to Milan. He's gone there for a 2-year loan. And Danny Drinkwater from Chelsea is off on loan to Reading. So what else have we got here? Andy Zakiri has joined Augsburg on loan from Brighton. Viva Ronaldo running down the wing. It's going to be interesting to see. I don't know if do you reckon they'll play him on the wing, Stuart? I reckon he'll get played number 9, to be honest. I think United have lots of options on the wing. I think he'll get. I think he'll be put at number 9, but we'll see. Malcolm, yeah, I watched City kill Arsenal. City absolutely smashed Arsenal. We'll talk about that game in a minute, Malcolm, so stick around. But very, very impressive display from City, and hilarious, if I may say so, to watch Arsenal collapse like they did. But hopefully Dushko comes in. We'll see how we go. Stuart Wolf playing where he wants. Yeah, stick him as centre-back. Why not? Where were we? Conor Horain has joined Sheffield United on loan, and Arsenal have loaned Miguel Aziz to Portsmouth. So lots of loan movements going on. So yeah, and then there's a few deals that are still in process, may or may not get done on time. So couple of ones to watch out for. Richard Randall, hey mate, have a good show. Thanks Richard. Thanks for popping in, mate. Appreciate it. Just give us a like and share before you bugger off. Stuart Wolf, Arsenal goal of the month has to come from their training goals. It's because Premier League goal of the month, isn't it? I was going to say they can probably nick one from their cup game, but I don't know if it works that way. There's going to be a laugh. So anyway, some movements to keep an eye on. Some interesting one. Daniel James from United to Leeds. It should be an interesting one. Apparently Leeds have offered £30 million. And he's keen to go. With Ronaldo coming in, he feels like he's going to get less time, so he's keen to get going. Richard Vandals like the stream. Thank you, Richard. Appreciate that, mate. I think that'll be a good signing for Leeds. I think he's a good quality youngster. A little bit surprised to see United want to get rid of him, but we'll see. Malcolm, what do you think about James going to Leeds? Yeah, that's what we were just talking about, Malcolm. I think a very good signing for Leeds. It'll be good for James as well. He'll get a lot more game time at Leeds, especially with Ronaldo coming in. So, I think it's a good signing on Leeds' behalf. West Ham have just announced Nikola Vlasic from CSKA Moscow. They've also got another potential signing in... I've forgotten his name. Give me a minute. Let me find it in my notes. We'll come back to that. But West Ham have signed Nikola Vlasic. West Ham are looking the goods this year. They really are. I mean, they've already been on a sensational run. They let themselves down a bit against Palace. Conor Gallagher had a screaming game, but we'll talk about that in a minute. But West Ham doing the business. I think they're going to go very well. Stuart Wolf, Daniel James has been sold for more than United paid for Ronaldo. Yeah, Ronaldo's 36 last year of contract. I know he's one of the best players in the world, but another 6 months you would have got him for free. So I think, did you get him for free? We'll go back over that in a minute. We'll go back. This is what I mean. There's been so much stuff for me to try and cover that my head's just blah. But anyway, I think it's a good sale. I think Daniel James will do well at Liverpool. We're going to get lots of Ronaldo in here, aren't we? This is going to be great. Zayn Ahmed, thoughts on Sancho's first start? Yeah, Zayn, I thought he did all right. He did all right in a tough game. I was not impressed with United at all as a whole. I thought very, very lucky to get a win. I honestly thought Wolves deserved a win. But we'll get into that in a minute. But again, I'd love to hear your feedback on that, guys. Let me know what you think. I really think Wolves got robbed in that one. But credit to United, they hang on and did what they needed to do. They took 3 points. Emerson Royal's gone to Tottenham. He's only just gone back to Barcelona after a 2-year loan, and they've sold him for €30 million. So that's Tottenham trying to make some moves. So Eduardo Camovinga to Real Madrid. So Real Madrid, for those of you that didn't know, were pretty hot in pursuit of Mbappe. That isn't going to go through, so they've gone ahead and signed Camovinga from Rennes. So, I mean, it's a good signing. He's 19 years old, lots of talent. And I think La Liga at his age is a good move. I think it's a very good move for a young 19-year-old with the talent he's got. I think it's a good move for him. I think he'll do well there. So we'll see how we go. That's reported to be about 28 to 30 million euros. And Edouard to Crystal Palace. That's not through yet, but Palace are pretty keen on getting Eduardo from Celtic. He's a quality striker. He's done very well for Celtic. The question now comes down to whether Celtic are willing to take some money for him or try and hang on to him and lose him for free. So I think Palace have made an offer of £15 million, if I remember rightly. But the Scottish, apparently Celtic, they've turned around and said they want 20 million. So there's a bit of a hoo-ha there. I think, honestly, Celtic can stamp their feet a little bit, but like I said, at the end of the day, next year he goes for free anyway. So I don't know if they want to be too picky on that one. Where are we? Comments. Tony, Ronaldo. Tony, how you doing, mate? Good to see you back in here. Stuart Wolf, 18 million we paid for him, sold 20 million in shirts already, and that's what you're going to get. Messi and Ronaldo, both the same deal. Wolves were good, but we will take the win. Yeah, Wolves were very, very good. Wolves were very, very good. So what else we got? Ronaldo Sanchez to Wolves. I think, Stuart, you might have mentioned that one, didn't you? Yeah, you mentioned that one, Stewie. So that's actually gone through. He's only on loan from Lille, but we'll see how that plays out. I think that's a good signing. I think that's a very good signing for a Wolves team that looked very good already on the weekend. Reece Nelson to Feyenoord, so the Arsenal winger, who's not really getting a looking. He's going to Feyenoord on loan. Again, good move for a young player to go to a league like that. I think he'll do well there. Mark Cucurella to Brighton. I always struggle to say this guy's name. But yeah, £15 million. He's off to Brighton. So we'll see what happens there. Sale to Manchester United or Chelsea. So there's a bit of a battle on this one. I don't know if you know this. Saul Niguez. He's currently looking like he's closer to signing for Chelsea than United. But having said that, there's been a bit of push and shove on what the price is going to be, what the deal is going to be, blah, 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 blah. So United and Chelsea both still chasing that. Nothing's come through on that one. Here's a good one for you. I don't know if anyone's seen this on social media. Ainsley Maitland-Niles over at Arsenal actually put up a post saying about, I just want to be at a club where I'm wanted and I get to play. So he's outright said that basically he wants to move on. Everton are keen on getting him on a loan. Arsenal are blocking that loan for whatever reason. I don't understand it. If you're not going to use him, let him go. But yeah, so there's an interesting little story breaking out there. I don't know how that's going to play out. I'd imagine eventually they'll let him go on loan, especially if he's not in their plans. But it's just interesting to see a player be so open on social media about wanting to be somewhere where he feels wanted. So that's an interesting story playing out there, just to add to Arsenal's many, many dramas. And Ryan Christie to Burnley or Bournemouth. So Burnley and Bournemouth both fighting over Ryan Christie because they can't get Ryan Wolf. Is that right, Stuart? That's the story I've got. Stuart Wolf, thoughts on Reece James' red card? Stiff. Absolutely stiff. It's one of them ones. I think when you watch it at live speed, you can see it's not intentional. It's just a natural reaction to everything that's happening. It's all happening at point blank range, super fast. Slow motion makes it look shocking. Slow motion makes it look really bad. But I think it's probably one of the harshest red cards I've seen in a long time. Yeah, I honestly do. I think Jurgen Klopp said the same thing. He almost didn't enjoy... Jurgen Klopp didn't like the red card because he felt it took the sting out of the game. And in many ways, it made that game harder for Liverpool. It made that game a lot harder for Liverpool because we just sat. And one thing we can do well at the moment is we can defend. We concede very, very few goals. So, yeah. But I personally, and I've had my head chewed off on this one, I don't think it was a red. I don't think it deserved to be a red, given the circumstance, off the thigh, into the arm, at speed. I know the argument is his arm comes forward and pushes the ball away from the goal, but at the speed it happened at, I thought red card was a very, very, very harsh decision. Anyway, that's it is what it is. We held out for a draw with 10 men against Liverpool at Anfield at their ground, but we'll talk about that game soon. Do you blame him? Arsenal was shit. They're definitely not the Arsenal they used to be, Stu. Can't argue with that. And I'm quite enjoying it, if I'm honest. But anyway, yellow card and penalty. Yeah, I thought a yellow card was fair. I don't want to say too much. I'll save that for the game coverage, but we'll get to that in a minute. Arm didn't leave his body. Yeah, exactly. It's come off of his thigh first. His arm hasn't left his body, and it's all happened as quickly as it has. And the thing that annoyed me about the decision was the way the referee runs over, looks at a free screen for a second, goes, red card. Like, look it back live, look it back slow-mo, like, properly watch the whole thing play out and understand the scenario involved. But let's just say that referee's got a long history of screwing Chelsea over, so I'm not surprised. I haven't signed the petition, by the way. I think that petition is absolutely ridiculous. It's 72,000 people have signed it. So for those of you that don't know, a group of Chelsea fans have put up a petition to stop Baldy. I can't remember his name now, but anyway, to stop him from ever reffing Chelsea games again. 72,000 people have signed that petition. Insane. I think that's ridiculous. I'm not happy with him as a ref. He keeps screwing us, but having said that, I won't be signing a petition. Let's just say that. So, and then in other transfer news, on the Arsenal front, we have Willian. So Willian has actually, and this will go against what the media was saying about Willian when he went to Arsenal, he has agreed to basically scrap a $20 million contract. $20 million he's entitled to. He said, don't worry about it. Just let me go. I'm off to Corinthians. Arsenal have agreed. Everyone's happy there. So Willian off to Corinthians. Can't blame him for jumping ship. He gets to go home, play football back home. And yeah, I think he'll do well. Anthony Taylor, that's the guy. I can't believe I forgot his name. Dog. Anyway, that's my personal opinion. He does not like Chelsea. There's no denying that. Bago, sign it. How you doing, Evan? Good to see you in here, man. Thanks for coming in. So I can see there's a few people watching. If you haven't liked the stream, said hello, whatever else, please interact so I can say hello and thank you for being here. Yeah, so the next 24 hours is going to be mental. If enough stuff happens, I might pop in for a short stream tomorrow night and cover off transfers. If not, we might just save it for Thursday. We'll see how that plays out. So anyway, moving on to games. Obviously, weekend started off in style. Malcolm, if you're still about, we'll talk about your boys now. Man City, Arsenal. I absolutely love this game. I don't know how many of you guys watched it, but I really enjoyed this game. I really did. And it was quite funny. For the first 5-6 minutes, Arsenal really looked the goods. They put the pressure on. They looked like they were going to score first for about 5 or 6 minutes there. And then they cough up a goal, and you're like, well, that's not too bad. They cough off a second goal, which is horrendous defending. Again, just complete disorganisation. Absolutely shocking. And from there, it's all downhill. Xhaka cracks it, goes in 2 feet, red card. And City just absolutely put them to the sword, which I like to see. Not because it's Arsenal, but just in general. If you're in control of a game, especially in professional football at that level, put them to the sword. I think in a season like this season, I think the top 4 are going to be really, really battling it out for that title. It's going to be a very tight race. Goal difference could very well be the difference. And that was my criticism with Chelsea against Arsenal a couple of weeks ago. Complete control, but we didn't look like we were trying to put them to the sword. City have gone out complete control and made Arsenal pay for it. So, cracking game. Another really good game from Gabriel Jesus. He played really well again. I think he's locking in that right wing spot. And yeah, City is just pumping at the moment. They've gone from me not being very convinced of them without a striker to looking the goods. And dare I say it, possibly in that title contention for that favourites. We'll see how they play out. So, I mean, if you look at my list, Liverpool, United, Chelsea, City are probably the more impressive of the 4 at the moment. So, granted, they've got to play the tougher team still, but based on the last couple of weeks, I'm not in a hurry to play City. I don't think anyone should be. So, that was a good game there. Then we had Newcastle, Southampton 2-2. Not too surprising, really. Two teams really struggling, not having a good time. A draw. I thought at St James's Park, Newcastle would be more difficult than getting a draw, but yeah, not too many surprises in that one, to be fair. Leicester go and get a good win against Norwich. They'll be happy to be back on track after the smashing they took from West Ham. Absolute belting, but they'll be happy to be back on track. That sort of that was a pretty important win for them, given the loss they took the week before. Vardy back in the scoring again. The fact is, when Vardy's scoring, Leicester does well. So it's good to see him still ticking over. Villa Brentford 1-1, which is, I mean, Brentford's incredible run continues. They are absolutely blowing me away for a team first year in the Premier League, with the budget they've got and all that sort of stuff. And the reason, like, we've had teams come up before and do well, but they've never been here before. They've never been at this level before. They've come up and they've done really well. So I'm actually really glad to see Brentford doing as well as they are. Twin Tube Gomez. Hey Chris, how you doing, mate? Good to see you. I still think Southampton will go down. Yeah, I mean, it's looking Southampton, Newcastle are both looking likely to be battling the bottom, that's for sure, mate. So, but how's things? How you feeling after your fall, Chris? Sorry, just going through my notes. Everton, Brighton. Stuart Wolf, Ryan Wolf is in the house. That's good to see. How are you doing, Ryan? Nice of you to take some time out of your workout and pop in here, mate. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, Everton, Brighton. Now, this gave us a good talking point. Has anyone seen this one? So, Everton go on to win 2-0. Second goal being a penalty. But that penalty was a good moment of contention, and not over whether it was a penalty or not, but over two teammates pretty much punching on. So Richarlison obviously thought he had the right to take the penalty. He got very, very grumpy about it. Dominic Calvert-Lewin and him get into a bit of a tussle. Dominic Calvert-Lewin ends up with the ball, takes the penalty, slots it, and Richarlison sort of half-heartedly goes over and celebrates the goal. But there's definitely a tense couple of minutes there where they're both arguing over who takes the penalty. Richarlison's refusing to give up the ball. Other players are coming in and getting involved, and it was an interesting scenario. So it was quite funny to see that. But Everton go on and win 2-0, quite comfortable. They played well. And I was actually quite surprised. Not surprised. I was quite impressed with the way Dominic Calvert-Lewin slotted that penalty with the pressure he was under. So after fighting for it and saying it's mine, it's mine, it's mine, stepping up and slotting that with that sort of pressure, mate, hats off to him. So very well done. This was a good game. I watched this game. West Ham Palace. Bit of a surprising result. I honestly thought West Ham, with the form they've been in, would smash Palace. Absolutely obliterate Palace. And I think for large parts of the game they did. I think for large parts of the game, West Ham were the better team. But a couple of really good, and if you remember back in my earlier streams, me talking about this young gun, a couple of really good involvements from Conor Gallagher, a couple of really nice goals, and Palace pull off a 2-2 draw against the informed team in the league. Really took me by surprise. And when I say West Ham were the better team, it wasn't by a massive margin. Palace always looked like they could be in it. But yeah, I was, for them to come out 2-2 at West Ham with the form West Ham's been in, remembering last week they smashed Leicester 4-1, I was very surprised. I was very, very surprised. Mikel Antonio, again though, goal and assist. This man, he is the informed striker. Absolutely incredible. I think he was in the team of the week again. 3 weeks running at the striker spot. And it's not like the Premier League is lacking impressive strikers. So he's 31 years old, I believe he is, off the top of my head. Maybe someone can confirm or deny that, but I'm pretty sure he's 31. And he just seems to be in the form of his life at the moment. He's just absolutely flying. And if you remember back a few seasons ago, he's not even a natural striker. He's just learnt that position because they needed him there. So, mate, absolutely incredible to see from him. Mikel Antonio, I hope he keeps it going. I'm not a fan of West Ham, obviously, being our local rivals. And there's a lot of history between the two clubs. But from a neutral perspective, it's good to see a player doing very well. So, yeah. I'll skip over Liverpool and Chelsea. We'll come back to that because that's obviously my guys. I want to be fair and give everyone their limelight. Burnley Leads, 1-1. If Brett Longley's in the house, he watched this game, and I know he was a little bit frustrated. 31, correct again, sir. Thank you for confirming that, Stuart. I've got so many numbers bouncing through my head, I could have easily been wrong there, so that's good to know. What was I saying? Yeah, Burnley Leeds. Now, Leeds, I don't think will be happy with this result, but I think they'll be happy with the way they played. They were a little bit more defensively sound. And if they get Daniel James over the line, it's good signs that they're starting to turn that around. So, Burnley are always going to be a tough physical team to play against. I actually think Sean Dyche is probably one of the most underrated managers in the Premier League when you look at the budget he's got and what he's achieved over a long period of time with that team. He's sensational. I'd love to see what Sean Dyche can do at a bigger club. Maybe in Arsenal. Because I think if Arsenal keep going the way they're going, Arteta is not going to be there much longer. I'd love to see what Sean Dyche can do with a club like Arsenal, with a bit of a bigger budget and a bit of a higher quality player, although at the moment they don't look it. But you get what I mean. I think Sean Dyche's incredibly underrated. I really do rate him as a manager, and hopefully we get to see what he can do at a bigger club. But we'll see. We'll see how that plays out. But an interesting game. I don't think either team will be overly disappointed with the result. But, yeah, if Mr. Longley's about, I'm sure he can give us his feedback on that one. Tottenham, the only team in the league to go 3 from 3. Good win against Watford. Heung-min Son, again, I've talked about this guy 100 times. Jealous we don't have him. He's a freak. He's the one that comes out and wins it for Tottenham. Absolute quality player. And unfortunately, because I don't like him, Tottenham do have Harry Kane, Heung-min Son, 2 game winners on their day. So hats off to them. 3 wins from 3 games. It's the first time in the history of top division football Tottenham have been top and Arsenal have been bottom, ever. So that's an interesting bit of history there for you. But Tottenham at the top of the table is like an elephant at the top of a tree. It's not supposed to be up there, and you know eventually it's coming down. So I'm not too stressed. And yeah, Wolves United. I was sort of alluding to this game before. I really, really believe Wolves were very hard done by on this loss. United will absolutely take the win. A late win at that, and I'm sure they're happy with the win, but I'd be surprised if they're happy with the way they played. I really would. For me, I thought the tactics going into the game were too negative. Again, I'd like to see your feedback on that, but I think with the quality of attacking players United have got, I can't understand why you guys play so negative. Oh, here we go. Stuart Wolf, Camovinga moved to Real Madrid, confirmed just now. I saw a notification on that about, I'm going to go with 45 minutes ago. So, but yeah, I thought that was a good move for him. I think that's a very good move for him. 19 years old, moving to La Liga. Fantastic move. Ole needs to stop playing 2 CDMs. 100%, Stuart. That's what I'm saying. I don't understand why, with all your attacking options, you're coming into these games and playing so defensive. He loves that McFred combo. It almost looks like he's coming into games scared. And I don't get it. I honestly think if he just cut loose and said, go for it, attack, sort of like you did against Leeds in week 1, you guys would be putting teams to the sword. Absolutely putting teams to the sword. But here we are, playing this defensive 2 CDMs, average football, and it is average football. For the team you've got, For the team United have got, they're playing average football. That team, like I said, I had them very, very close second to Liverpool for favourites this year with the squad they've got. Playing the way they are at the moment, not going to happen. Should be going to a team like Wolves and smashing them. Absolutely smashing them. Pogba, Fernandes, Sancho, Mason Greenwood. Mate, the team's ridiculous. The attacking outlets in that team is insane. Absolutely insane. Right up there with the best in the league. And you struggle against Wolves. It's mental to think that a 1-0 win and a lucky one at that, never would have picked that. I really wouldn't have picked that. So I'm sure United fans are caught somewhere between happy with a win and frustrated with the way they're playing. But anyway, it is what it is. So yeah, it's a tough one. I think United coming out of the international break, something needs to change. Something needs to change. Final game, Chelsea-Liverpool. For those of you that remember, I predicted a 2-1 Liverpool win at Anfield. I thought they were going to edge us. I honestly thought that was out the window when we got that red card in the first half. I thought 3-4 with the likes of Salah, Firmino, Mane, and then Diego Jota come off the bench. I thought we were in trouble. I thought we were in big trouble. But we defended really well. We really, really fought for the win. We even managed to create a couple of chances. If Kovacic could score goals, we would have won the game. And the big pleasing thing for me was we kept that front three quiet. In that second half, they had shots, and Mendy made saves, but it never looked dangerous. We always looked like we had it under control. There was always another player coming to make a challenge. I thought we played very, very well. We fought for it. Was I nervous at times? Of course I was. But yeah, I thought the second half we played very well. And I think, like I was saying before, in a lot of ways that red card made Liverpool's life harder because we just resolved at that point to say, we're not giving up this point now. We're not giving up this point. And we done very well with it. So, Stuart, what did you think of Lukaku's performance? I thought he played okay. I thought first half he was looking decent. He rolled Matip really nicely. One time there he got away from Van Dijk. He played well. The problem was after that red card, he spent 80% of the time sitting in our half defending. So he didn't really get a proper opportunity to show himself, I don't think. I think if we don't get the red card and he gets the opportunity to really grow into that game with Mason Mount and Kai Havertz making runs off him, that's what we've got him for. We've got him there so he's in the middle of the pitch, drawing the defence in, players make him runs off, and then he can turn and run in. He didn't get an opportunity to do that. So it's hard to judge him on that game, given that, again, he spent most of that second half having to defend. But all in all, given the circumstances, I think he did all right. Eddie McCallum Sr. has liked the stream. Thanks, Eddie. Good to see you in here, mate. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, Stu, it's kind of hard to judge a striker on a game where he's in his own half defending. So, like I said, I was happy with what he did in the first half. He had a couple of bright moments, but he didn't really get that opportunity to show what he can do, and that was not his fault. That was completely out of his control. So, I think for what he could do, he did well. So, but again, happy to hear what you guys reckon. Lukaku's performance. I know Liverpool fans are going mental over Van Dijk's performance, and I don't understand it personally. Did he play well? Yeah, I'm not saying he didn't play well, but the stuff I'm seeing on the internet, they're going absolutely insane over how well Van Dijk played, and he didn't have to defend. What did he have to defend? The couple of times we did break away in that second half, we broke away. Kovacic should have scored a goal. Lukaku had a goal on the scissor, and Matip got his foot in the way, but we got through on their goal with 10 men. Anyway, but your thoughts on those and other games. Let us know who you thought played well this week, who struggled. Like for me, a couple of standouts. Conor Gallagher played really well for Palace. When they really needed someone to step up, he did. Two nice goals. He played really well. Again, Mikel Antonio for West Ham, absolutely sensational. He's really impressing me this year. If you'd have said to me at the start of the season, his name probably would have been down the list, but he's absolutely smashing it. He's flying at the moment. Who else has played well? Matip. I actually thought Matip played really well for Liverpool. I really did. I think Lukaku naturally tried to drift onto his side more. And in many ways, I'd say Matip had a better game than Van Dijk. But for some reason, Van Dijk's getting all the praise. But yeah, I think it's a weird one. Palace signed Edward from Celtic. Has that actually been official yet, Eddie? I've seen it's pretty close to going through. I haven't seen an official announcement. But because I think there was a disagreement over the fee. I think Palace offered £15 million. Celtic want 20, which is fair enough. I think the guy's class. And if that has gone through, Eddie, who would you like to see come in to replace him? But yeah, I thought there was a bit of a disagreement over the agreed price on that one. So some of the other games, Mr. Gomez, if you're still about, we can chat about Derby Forest, and Eddie Senior. We can chat about Celtic Rangers if you would like to. If you don't want to, we'll dodge it. But yeah, there's some interesting stuff going on. So again, quick reminder: if you're in here, you haven't liked the chat or said hello, liked the stream or said hello, jump in chat, say hello, give us a like, whatever it might be. Interact so I know you're here and we can chat. So yeah, but for me, coming out of the international break, I'm keen to see Ronaldo and where he plays. Like I said, I think he plays number 9. He's going to be good for the Premier League. He's going to be great for the Premier League. He's going to attract a lot of attention to the Premier League, which there already is, obviously. But it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. If you keep playing 2 CDMs, does it make much of a difference? I don't know. What else did we have to chat about? International break. So, give me a second. Let me just get my notes up on that. I try and make notes because I've got so much stuff to try and remember. It's doing my head in. So, where are we? Shout out nationalities in the chat if there's any particular country you're interested in, by the way. I've got some notes on most of the games. So for Mr. Eddie McCullum Sr., you got Denmark, Scotland. I think that'll be a good game, actually. I think that'll be a very good game. It'll be interesting to see what lineup Scotland end up going with, but I think that'll be an interesting game to watch. I might try and tune into that. What else do we have? I can't remember who Australia was playing. Give me a second. I know a lot of you are Aussie. Aussie. Germany, Latvia, that should be one-sided. Belgium, Croatia should be a cracking game. Wait, hang on. I'm looking at the wrong notes. My bad, sorry. Bear in mind here. Please tell me there aren't penalties this weekend for England. Penalties? What do you mean, Stewie? Let me get up the fixtures. So yeah, Denmark, Scotland, that should be a good game. Hungary, England. England should be winning that, you would imagine, but we'll see. I know that on the England front, Dominic Calvert-Lewin has withdrawn from international duty and Patrick Bamford has been called up in his place. So that's the interesting development there. Iceland-Romania could be a good game. A penalty shootout. I don't think there is for qualifiers, mate. I think a draw's a draw. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty confident. Nah, a draw's a draw. I'm pretty sure. Slovakia, Croatia. Where's the Australia game? It's not coming up. Who's Australia playing again? I'm being silly, mate. Stewie, you're killing me. You're killing me. yeah, no. So it should be an interesting. I actually think that Scotland game is going to be worth watching. England, Hungary. Uh, as much as England should win, Hungary are a decent side. That'll be worth watching as well. Um, I think Australia had like Singapore or something. I can't find my note on it. I've got a list of notes, like massive list of notes. Couldn't watch a penalty shootout. The last one I watched, Stewie, I wasn't too happy with. So I also would rather not watch a penalty shootout. Very disappointed. Sorry, guys. Give me a second to sort my notes out. China, then Vietnam for Australia. Yeah, so two very winnable games. Two winnable. I think, to be completely honest about it, two games Australia should win, and if they don't, they should be disappointed. So, yeah, that's pretty straightforward. I think Australia should go. Well, you should definitely beat in China at home, no doubt about it. Because if I remember it, am I right in saying it's China at home and then Vietnam away, Stu? Is that right? I think I saw that. But anyway, China at home, 100% should be winning. Vietnam away. If Australia can't beat the likes of Vietnam, it doesn't look promising for the World Cup, does it? So. Alrighty. So, what else is going on? Let me just see if there's any updates on transfers. Bear with me. Oh, I just got a message. Hi, Dean. Watching your stream but not sure how to add comments. Just comment. So Stephen Birch, if you're still watching, I've replied to that, mate. But basically, just where it says comments, just type in, mate, and it should pop up. So if you're still about, buddy, that's what you do. Reese boy, lad, what's up, mate? Good, mate. How you doing, brother? Hope you're well. What are you and the missus up to? What was we doing? We were checking to see if there's any more updates on transfers because it's that time. It's that crazy, crazy time in the transfer window. Give me a moment. Let's see what I can find. Seems like there's some stuff going on. So apparently Ademola Lookman is set to sign for Leicester from Leipzig. So that'll be a decent signing for Leicester. Alex Gerbash to Grenoble, foot 38 in League 2. Reece Albury trying a few IPAs, mate, out of the old Viking tankard. That sounds like a cracking night, Reece. I will probably grab a beer for myself after the stream, I reckon. So Emerson Royal is currently having his medical in Barcelona ahead of his move to Tottenham. Wow. So breaking news. This is crap, to be honest. So Arsenal have blocked Maitland-Niles' move to Everton and then told him that he won't be training with the first team. So not only can he not go to Everton on loan, he's now not allowed to train with the first team either. That is a dog act. That is an absolute dog act. That is poor. That is shocking. I'm pretty disappointed with that. Don't understand why you would do it. Personally, I don't get that. But again, I'd like to hear what you guys reckon on that one. That seems like a very, very poor thing to do to someone. Yeah, shocking. So Chelsea are still making moves on Koundé. They just put another offer in, that defender from Sevilla. So there's another offer in there trying to get him over the line. And obviously Saul as well, trying to get him over the line. So Chelsea still looking at 2 more deals. United are in for Saul as well. So we'll see how that plays out. It's pretty quiet on the City front, which surprises me. I would have thought they still want a striker. I know they're playing well, but I would have thought City would still be after a striker. But it seems pretty quiet on their front. They seem to be just settling for what they've got. Stuart Wolf, thanks for a great show. See you next time, legend. Thanks for coming in, Stu. Really good to see you, mate. Thank you. Stephen Birch, hi, mate. How you doing, Stephen? Good to see you in here, mate. Got the comments working. Did you hear us chatting about the Wolves, Stephen? Where were we? Checking on City, because they are being very quiet. Too quiet for a club with that much money. Let's have a look. Surely they're not just settling on Grealish. Let's have a look. So, apparently, here's some breaking news for you guys. Apparently, PSG failed to respond to Real Madrid's $324 million bid for Mbappe. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. What did you think of the game, Stephen? I mean, I've got a rough idea. I think I saw you. I think I saw your comment on Facebook. But what did you reckon? Ruben Diaz has signed a contract extension with Manchester City. They'll be happy about that one. As I said to you, Calvert-Lewin's pulled out of the England duty. Messi made his PSG debut over the weekend. Did anyone see that one? Messi made his debut for PSG. Came on, they were already 2-0 up. The game finished 2-0. It was quite funny to see, actually, because a lot of the players from the other team were getting photos with him afterwards and bringing their kids on to take photos with him, and it was quite surreal to see that. So, yeah, obviously, League One, they're just loving having him there. The whole stadium chanted his name when he came on. Even the opposing fans were chanting for him. So I'm sure he's loving that move at the moment. Stephen Birch, good game. Will be even better once we start scoring goals. 100%, man. I really felt sorry for these guys. United didn't deserve to lose a game, but they won't complain that they did. So... Reece Albury, starstruck loss by the opposition. Yeah, it really was, Reece. Like, literally the goalkeeper for the other team went and got his baby and basically threw it at Messi and started snapping photos. It was good to see. And like I said, even the opposition fans, when he was getting warmed up, were like chanting for him to come on. And it was quite peculiar to see, but it was good to see. It was good to see. I think they're obviously, a player of that quality, they're just loving having him there, so... if Mr. McCullum Sr. is still about, he didn't reply if he wants to talk about Celtic and Rangers. I won't get too far into it because I don't want to upset the poor bloke, but basically Rangers pull off a 1-0 win against Celtic. A bit of a surprise, to be honest, because Rangers were having selection issues and blah, 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 but they managed to get that 1-0 win against Celtic, so that's a little bit of a mark against Postecoglou. He's done very well, but... losing to Rangers is not something Celtic fans take lightly, so he'll be eager to remedy that when they get back. Stephen Birch, what's your view on Willian saying sorry to Gunners fans? From what I saw, Steve, I actually did see the story. He's basically saying, sorry I didn't get a chance to meet you properly and I didn't play as well as I thought I was going to and blah, blah, blah. I'm fine with that. I love Willian. I don't understand. A lot of Chelsea fans gave Willian a lot of crap, and I don't understand it. I was a big fan of Willian, especially at his best. He was amazing. He worked his butt off every game. But yeah, the cold hard fact is, Steve, when Chelsea players go to Arsenal, they go there to retire, mate. That's what they go there for. They go in there to get a last payday, and they go in there to retire. Whereas Arsenal fans come to Chelsea, they do it to win trophies. So, and that's not me being a douche. That's history. That's history. Jack Brett, oi oi. Hey Jack, how you doing, mate? Oi oi, Savaloi. Hope you're doing well, bro. How you been? But yeah, no, Stephen, I've got nothing wrong with that. Again, like I said, when he went to Arsenal, I know they were talking about Champions League, blah blah blah, but he went there to get his last big payday, and I really hope he goes and does well at Corinthians. I do. I've got a lot of love for Willian. I met him in Perth. He's a quality player. He's a quality player, and I really have a lot of love for Willian. I really do. So, sad reality, yes, Reece, it is. Pretty much every time an Arsenal player joins Chelsea, we go on to win trophies with them. And whenever a Chelsea player joins Arsenal, donuts, mate. Absolute donuts. Did you watch any games over the weekend, Jack? But yeah, so we talked about a signing for your boys, didn't we, Steve? Who did you guys sign? Renato Sanchez. What do you reckon of that transfer, Steve? Jack Brett, Arsenal didn't deserve Willian. They definitely didn't, mate. They definitely didn't. Like I said, I love Willian. I think he's sensational. At his best, absolute machine. Absolute machine. And even on his off days, this is why I love Willian so much. Even when he's not playing well, he's still hauling ass all over the pitch, working his ass off. So, I love him. I absolutely love him. He's a great player. Eddie McCullum Sr. being a bit harsh to the Gunners, mate. I'm stating fact. I mean, Ashley Cole, Arsenal to Chelsea wins. Cesc Fabregas via Barcelona to Chelsea wins. I can't remember the last time a Chelsea player went to Arsenal and won. I honestly can't. I'm happy to be corrected. But it's kind of hard to be harsh on Arsenal at the moment, Eddie. They're not doing themselves any favours. Especially with this new Maitland-Niles scenario as well. What? When did I go to Arsenal? I don't remember going to Arsenal, mate. But but yeah, even with this new Maitland-Niles scenario, I'm surprised they're being as douchey as they are about it. And it doesn't exactly help them flatter anybody, does it? So, yeah, disappointing. 3 games, 3 losses, a very big loss to City. And to be honest, I know people say you can't always blame the manager, blah, 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 but they're disorganized. Like that second goal, it's the similar situation to that second goal against Brentford. Just disorganised. Absolutely disorganised. It's shocking. Stephen Birch should be very good if it goes through. We have been missing an attacking midfielder forever. He should suit our new style. I'm pretty sure it went through, Stephen. I'm pretty sure that's done, like in the last couple of hours. I might be wrong. That might be one that was coming through. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it was done. Eddie McCullum Sr. still say Rodgers for next management for Arsenal. Yeah, it's a decent shout. I was actually saying before, Eddie, that I'd like to see someone like Sean Dyche have a crack at that. I think Sean Dyche's incredibly underrated in general as a manager. When you look at what he's done, with Burnley over a long period of time with very little resources, I'd like to see what he can do with a bigger club, as it were. Chris Sage, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Who's going to win the relegation derby, Arsenal versus Norwich? Do you know what? I would not be surprised to see a draw there, Chris. Arsenal just don't have the organisation and defence to really hold teams out. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. But I'll go for a draw. I reckon that's going to be a draw. What do you reckon, Chris? Stephen Birch, how do you rate Traore? Which Traore? There's like 100 Traores. Are you talking about the one at Wolves? What's his name? Sorry, man. I've got so many games and teams and stuff I'm trying to keep on top of with this stream. I'm losing track of everything. Give me a sec. Edward McCullum Sr. Nah, to dig a club. To dig a club? Sorry, Eddie. I'm still say Rodgers for next management for Arsenal. Nah, to dig a club. Too big a club. Is that what you mean, Eddie? Um, yeah, it might be. It might be, but it'd be interesting to see. It'd be very interesting to see. Yeah. Give me a sec on your one, Stephen. Let me just refresh my memory. Adama Traore. Beast. Beast, to be honest, Stephen. I think he's an absolute beast. He's very strong, very powerful, very fast. His downside, finishing is shocking. It's like 7 goals in 3 seasons or something. Yeah, I think for him to be at a bigger club, or to get a move to a bigger club sort of thing, he needs to score more goals. I think that's where he falls short. But for a part player, for like a role player as it were, I think he's sensational. I think he's a very good player. Yeah, he sort of like Kovacic, different players, very, very different players. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they're similar at all, but I have a similar issue with Kovacic. Is what I'm trying to say. I love Kovacic, amazing dribbler, especially in tight spaces. One of the best dribblers around, one of the best in Europe. But for me, doesn't score enough goals, and that's where he falls short. And that showed against Liverpool. If he could score goals, we would have beat Liverpool. But I have a similar issue with both of those players. Adama Traore, he's good on the ball, he's fast, he's strong, he's an absolute nightmare to play against, but ultimately the end product's not there. Agree 100%, yeah. So it is what it is. Unfortunately, you get these players every now and then that seem to have almost everything and they just don't quite have that finishing product, and it lets them down. But yeah, I mean, I hope he does do well. I hope he does start scoring more goals, because I think he's a very good player. I really do. Chris Sarge has gone quiet. Who's going to win that game, Chris? I asked you. Where are you at? So, I asked someone else a question just before, didn't I? People are going all quiet on me. Zayn, if you're still about, you didn't give me your thoughts on Sancho, mate. Sorry, guys, I'm getting an itchy nose. It must be my hay fever starting to kick in. So I keep doing these ones. It's coming up spring, so my hay fever starts to go off now. So I do apologise with all this one. And yeah, it's doing my head in. I might have to go and take a tablet. But hay fever, good fun. Jack Brett, Chris Sarge, dirtiest left back in the league. It's only because you're playing further forward, Jack. Chris Sarge, I reckon Arsenal, but that defence is just woeful. It is shocking, mate. The organisation is shocking. That's 2 goals I've seen Arsenal concede in 3 weeks that I would not be happy with seeing from my under-16s. Or the Resis or seniors at Pakenham. I'd be flipping. If you're letting dumb goals in like that, oof. Crap. Absolute crap. But, yeah. I don't know what Arsenal are going to do about that defence situation. It doesn't look like they're in a hurry to spend any more money than they have, because they've spent a lot. They've spent more than anyone. Chris Sarge, but in a 2-footer slider, need to intercept more. I'll tell you what, I am missing football. I am missing football in a big way. I can't wait to get back to football in some capacity. It's probably going to be next season now, I would say, with the lockdown being extended again. I don't think Football Victoria has made an announcement on it. I haven't seen anything. The last update I saw from Football Victoria was they're here to give us an update, but they can't give us an update until they get an update from the government. It was something ridiculous like that. Reece Albury, I'm missing night shift, easiest way to wash it. Eddie Senior, Chris, are you on the whiskey, mate? Eddie Junior, Chris will 2-fit people under and wonder how he's always injured. Come on, Eddie, you can't talk about 2-fitting people, mate. I've seen you throw yourself into people in the box, mate. Good to see you, Eddie Junior. I hope you're doing well, mate. How's things? I think you're the captain of two-footers, mate. Especially in the under-17 season. Good tackles, don't get me wrong. Good tackles, but geez, you make me nervous in the penalty box, especially in that under-17 season. Don't mind a red card either, do you, Mr. Eddie? It's good to see a few of the boys in here. It's always good to see. Gets the banner popping. Yeah, good, mate. And now I've calmed down. And I've calmed down now. You have, mate. You have. And you've matured as a player. You look a lot more assured and experienced in defence. You really do. This year, especially towards the later part of the season that we did have, I thought that you really looked like you grew up in terms of as a player. And your understanding of the game and stuff like that looked a lot better. I thought you did really well. Jack Brett plays like his dad. Mate, his dad's a cat. Were you around for the... I don't know if you were around for the charity game, Jack, but Mr. McCullum Sr. there went in goal. And to say he's got the reflexes of a cat is not an exaggeration. He pulled off some insane saves. Absolutely insane saves. He done really well. Should be playing Resis. I don't know why he didn't sign up. Oh, bear with me, guys. My feed is just frozen for a second. Give me a sec. Once it pops back, I'll start interacting again. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. Here we go. Jack Brett, I've seen it at training, to be fair. Yeah, he's a wizard, mate. He's a wizard. He defies his ears. Distribution is questionable. Is it his distribution? Hey, Eddie, Eddie Senior. Is it your distribution that's the problem, or is it their positioning, mate? Which one is it? I think I don't know the answer to that. What's the go with you? Transfer business, guys, and if I spot anything else, I'll let you know. Let's see where we're at. So what was the views on Ronaldo? Jack, I think it's going to be good for the league. I know he's 36, but you write Ronaldo off at your own peril. The fact is the man can score goals. He was still scoring top goal scorer in Serie A last year, if I'm right, or top 2 or something. So still scoring goals for fun. It depends what they do with him. I think he'll be used as a number 9, given the attacking options they've already got. So I do believe he'll be played as a striker, which makes sense because Anthony Martial is not offering him anything in there. So yeah, I think they'll play him as a striker, and I think he'll bang in plenty of goals. I really do. He's still got the body of like a 26-year-old or something. So good signing for United. Yeah, we'll see. Chris Ayres, do you think Man City will miss out on a striker this transfer window? 100%. That's what I was just saying before, Chris. I can't believe how quiet City have been. To be honest, looking back on it, I don't really get the Jack Grealish signing either. I'm not. He's been good for him. I'm not saying he's been good. It hasn't been good for him. But given that they were short a striker and they're not exactly short midfielders, I mean, De Bruyne should be back after the international break. They're not short in midfield. They're not short in wingers. I don't think they needed Jack Grealish. But yeah, I do. I think they've missed out on a striker, and I'm surprised we haven't seen one signed. Here's some updating stories. So, Dan James to Leeds is confirmed. Here we go. Peter Nassis, Viva Ronaldo. How are you doing, Chris? Peter? Chris, what am I talking about? I was talking to Chris just before. How you doing, Peter? Hope you're doing well. So, Dan James from United to Leeds is confirmed, and Barcelona are advanced negotiations with Edison Cavani from United. Peter Natsis has liked the stream. Thanks, mate. Appreciate that. Yeah, so Barcelona in advanced negotiations with Cavani. That sort of makes sense with Ronaldo coming in. Cavani probably doesn't fancy his chances of getting any more game time now, so he's looking like he's moving on to Barcelona. So that's breaking there. What else? Seeing if I can spot anything else for you. That's an interesting story though. Barcelona on the Cavani situation. I can't find anything for City. I'm trying. And I'm quite surprised that there's not something, but Viva Ronaldo. Ronaldo's going off. All over my Facebook feed, in chat. Everyone wants a bit of Ronaldo. How many goals does he score on debut, Peter? What do you reckon? There we go. News. Yeah, there's still, nothing. Nothing on City's front, which is interesting. 2 goals on debut. It's a decent shout. Who are they? Let me have a look here. I can't remember who they've got up next. Premier League. Fixtures. Newcastle, mate. 2's a very good shout. If he starts, I'd imagine 2's pretty comfortable for Ronaldo. I think we'll be seeing that famous Ronaldo celebration. And the bonus is it's at Old Trafford. So that'll be absolutely going off. Especially if Ronaldo bangs one in. Old Trafford will be jumping. Oh, this hay fever. I hate spring. Worst time of year. Perfect. Newcastle at Old Trafford. Not so perfect, Peter, if you keep playing 2 CDMs, mate. If you play 2 CDMs against Newcastle at Old Trafford, something is wrong. Why you're playing so defensive is beyond me. But anyway, just saying how I actually felt quite sorry for Wolves. I thought you guys played really, with the squad you've got, and I'm saying this literally in considering the squad you've got, you played very negative, in my opinion anyway. Jack Brett going to be electric. So jealous of the UK right now. Mate, Jack. Oh, I want to go home so bad. Just watch a game of football live. Peter Natsis, poor. It was poor, mate. Wolves were poor as well. They wasted a lot of good chances. Wolves. Very wasteful. And that's sort of what we were saying before about Adama Traore. Good player. Can unlock defences and do all that good stuff, but he doesn't have that final product, and that's where he lets himself down. And I think that's where Wolves need more out of him, or they need someone coming in that can give them more in that area. But if they get Ronaldo Sanchez over the line, that'll be a good side. That'll be a very good signing for them. Wolves are a good side. They are a good side. They've been a good side for the last few years. They're a competitive team. They're hard to play against. But finishing, that finishing's let them down. Right-sided player is a gun, not too sure of his name. I think that might be that Adama Traore, Peter. Stephen Burch, did you see the Calvert-Lewin Richarlison fight over the penalty? Yes, Stephen, we were talking about that a little bit earlier. So for those of you that weren't in stream a bit earlier on, Everton, 2-0 win. But the second goal being a penalty. The fighting wasn't even over whether it was a penalty or not. It was over who was going to take it. Richarlison and Dominic Calvert-Lewin going at it over who's going to take it. Richarlison refusing to give Calvert-Lewin the ball. Other players coming in, getting involved. Calvert-Lewin ends up with the ball and then and slots it. He slots it really well. But yeah, Richarlison, as Jack says, Richarlison is a knob. He definitely didn't do himself any favours in that one. No one's looking at that one going, I feel bad for Richarlison. He made himself look like a bit of a spaz. Let me have a look, Pete. Let me have a look. Give me a sec. Where are we? You're talking about Trincao, Peter? Probably not how you say his name. The young guy from Portugal, Trincao. Yeah, he's quality. Um, but yeah, Wolves. Yeah, I'll give you guys some stats from this. This is the Wolves United game. All right. So possession, United had 55.9% possession. Total shots, Wolves have 15 shots on goal, and United had 10. Wolves 427 passes. Blah 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 blah. Here's where it gets interesting. Shot accuracy. Wolves 50% shot accuracy. Frank Veraso's like the stream. Hey man, how you doing? Good to see you. Hope you're well. How are you and the fam? Yeah, Wolves 50% shot accuracy. 10 shots from inside the box. 6 shots on target. 3 shots blocked. No goals. Shocking. Absolutely shocking. So, in terms of an attacking outlet, Wolves were the better team. Wolves were the better team on the day when it came to shooting and getting attacks away, but at the end they wasted their chances and United run off with it. Where were we? Trincao was his name. Yeah, that's him. He's only 22, Pete, as well. He's got a lot of upside, that kid. I can't see him staying at Wolves for a long time. I think he'll go to a bigger club if he keeps going the way he's going. Frank Veraso, all good, bro. Love seeing this. Love seeing you're in here, mate. That's good. Good player. Very good player. Very good player, Pete. Maybe we can get him for Pakenham. What's news with you anyway, Frank? Anything interesting going on, mate? I know lockdown's probably not making it too fun, but oi, boys, football royalty. Mikey Rosa has liked the stream. How you doing, Mikey? Trincao, new signing this season. Bruno plays Trincao on the right and Traore on the left. He likes his wingers cutting in. Yeah, and a quality signing, Stephen. Another quality signing. Jack Brett Pakenham have me on the right side of the bench, Jack. No, quality signing, Stephen. Absolutely quality signing. Like I said, 22 years old, and he's showing the goods, mate. He really is. But how's things been with you, Mikey? How's things? How's the family? Do you reckon Trincao to United, Pete? What do you reckon on that one? Yeah, not too bad, Dean. Missing training a lot. I'm missing you boys a lot, Mikey. I hope you're keeping fit, mate. You're still working out and keeping fit? I think Peter wants to keep you fit so you can play for the seniors next year. Oh, I hate spring. I hate spring. Have I missed the Liverpool-Chelsea wrap-up? I'm happy to go through it again. Frank, that's not a drama, mate. Pretty much at the point where I'm interacting with you guys now, so whatever you want to talk about, we talk about. That's where we're at. Mikey, yeah, been going for runs. Make sure you keep a ball at your feet as well, mate. Make sure you keep that ball at your feet. Pop down to that Panthers pitch and get your free kicks in and all that sort of stuff. But good to see you in here, mate. Really good to see you in here. Thanks for coming in. Frank, Liverpool-Chelsea. What do you want to talk about most, mate? You let me know. We'll talk about what you want to talk about. And that goes for everyone. Anything you want to cover or recover or anything like that, pop it in chat. This is literally just me bouncing off you guys now. I've covered most of the stuff I want to cover, barring any last-minute transfers that come through while we're live. Pardon me. So, and for those of you that are new to the stream, some of the stuff we've got coming up, I've got some interviews lined up. I'm still working out the streaming stuff. I'm very new to this still. We've got some co-hosts lined up, so some like specific shows, so like a Premier League special and all that sort of stuff where I'll have some co-hosts on with me. What else? All sorts of segments. Oh, That's what we haven't talked about. Dream team theme. We need a dream team theme for the week. So if anyone's got an idea on that, pop it in chat. We need a dream team theme. So the idea around that, so the dream team themes we've had so far, dream team theme for week 1 was the dream team for Premier League week 1. And the dream team theme for week 2 was all-time Spanish 11 dream team. So all-time Spanish dream team for players from any era. So give us a dream team theme, pop it in chat, and we'll make it that week. That we'll make it the theme for the week. Frank Verasso, Liverpool need creative strikers. It's quite funny hearing that because for a long time, considered to be the best front three, Salah, Firmino, and Mane, and then obviously Diogo Jota has been doing very well for Liverpool. He's a very, very good, at the very least, he's a very good impact substitution. But honestly, Frank, I was saying before, I think that red card worked against Liverpool more than it did for you. I thought the game was more open in the first half. Both teams were having goes. Once that red card, and I think the way we got the red card fired the Chelsea players up, and they were just determined at that point that we weren't going to lose the point. Whether we won or not was irrelevant. We were just going to sit deep and make it hard for you because we felt hard done by. And the one thing we can do well is defend. We've conceded very, very few goals since Tuchel's come in. I think off the top of my head, we've got more clean sheets than anybody else since Tuchel's come in. So when we can then turn around and go, that's it, we're just going to focus on defending, which we're already doing well, it's going to be hard. And in that way, the red card almost backfired on Liverpool a little bit. And it took the sting out of the game as well, let's be honest. I agree, we struggle to score when teams stack the defence. Yeah, Frank, and when the team can defend as well as we can, it's always going to be hard. It's always going to be hard. I was disappointed. I was very happy. I'll say with the result, after what happened, when we drew, I was wrapped. I was absolutely wrapped. I thought we defended really well against what's like recognised as possibly the best front three in the league. At their ground, we made it very hard. And that was really good to see. It shows massive improvement. But I was also disappointed about the red card because it killed the game. Like, it took the excitement out of the game, to be honest. But hey, how was that Kai Havertz header? Oof. Oof. That Kai Havertz header was sensational. But yeah, I think Liverpool definitely will need to figure out something for breaking down those defences. Because the thing is now, Frank, teams would have watched that game and gone, well, if we sit deep, teams like Wolves, for example, if we sit deep and make it hard, we can catch them on the counter. Because again, we played with 10 men in that second half, and the few times we did break, we broke through quite well. I mean, Kovacic should have had a goal. The bloke just couldn't score. Couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat when it comes to scoring goals. But he was in, probably should have scored. Lukaku had that scissor kick that was blocked by Matip. So when we did break, we broke well, and that was with 10 men. So I think the opportunity is definitely there to beat Liverpool, and teams would have watched that and seen that for sure. Eddie McCullum Jr.'s like the stream. Thank you, Eddie. Appreciate that, mate. I will start wrapping it up soon, guys. I need to go and take some hay fever medication because my nose is driving me crazy, and I don't want you guys thinking I'm some sort of fiend. Stephen Burst, does Mike Dean qualify for the dream team? He was certainly dreaming when he missed the Drogba tackle. Mate, Stephen, that tackle was shocking. I don't know how that wasn't a red. Honestly, hand on heart, I don't. And honestly, I think if you find a United fan that isn't wearing their rose-tinted glasses, they would probably agree to that as well. Frank Verasso, Juventus' form. Yeah, again, Ronaldo leaves and things go downhill. It's interesting, and it's going to be interesting to see what they plan on or how they work around their current situation, to be honest. It's not ideal. It's not ideal. Where's the... give me a second. I have some notes on that, Frank. Let me just find my notes. 2 seconds. See, this is... I need some sort of system where I can just pop back to whatever we're bringing back up. Worst start for them in decades. Yeah, they're in all sorts of trouble. And I don't know what the solution is, to be honest. Where's my notes? Because, well, I mean, if you're a Lazio fan, you're loving life. But, where did I put my notes? Ethan Aubrey's like the stream. Hey, brother. Welcome to the stream. I think Reese was kicking about in here as well. Make this a family affair. How are you and the Mrs. Ethan? And that silly cat you've got? Go. Can we just say as well, Roma looking good, Milan looking good, Lazio looking good. So, Juventus losing at home to Empoli. Frank, I think Juventus are going to have their work cut out for them because the teams around them, or what you would think would be around them, are doing exceptionally well. Both Milan teams are doing well. Lazio, massive win on the weekend, 6-1. So I found my notes if you can't tell. Yeah, both Milan teams doing well. Roma are looking good. Tammy Abraham's gone there, got off to a flying start. Giroud's gone to Milan, 2 goals, flying start. Yeah, it's not looking good for Juventus because the teams around them have not only caught up, but it almost looks like they've outgrown them. Tammy Abraham's come in, 2 assists and a goal in 2 games. Giroud comes in, plays 2 goals in his debut. It's a tough time to be Juventus, that's for sure. Ethan, good, just working through this bloody lockdown. Me and you both, mate. Me and you both. Stephen, on a local level, massive transformation at Melbourne Victory. Looked like having a strong squad. Had to happen, Stephen. Had to happen. Because that was just turning into an absolute joke. Yeah, shocking. I don't know how they got themselves in that much of a situation, to be honest. But it's good to see. It's good to see. Again, hopefully with active support coming back, that'll make a bit of a difference as well. Frank Verasso, stay well, mate. Got a bounce. Thank you, Frank. Hopefully we'll see you back in here again soon, mate. Say hello to Leon for me and say hello to the family. And hopefully, Frank, when this is all over, we can catch up for a beer or something, mate. Stephen Birch, on a local level. Yeah, that's what we're talking about, Stephen. Yeah, so hopefully active support being back will make a difference in those games as well because Victory do have a massive supporter base. That North Terrace gets absolutely bouncing and there's no way, as we've seen in the Premier League, that makes a difference. And I thought the A-League made an absolute mess of it when they banned that, when they stopped that active support. I lost interest completely. I've never been the biggest fan of the A-League, but as soon as active support was done, no more A-League for me. I'll go watch NPL instead. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. I hope they do well. City have obviously got a job to do to defend their title, and I'm sure they'll fancy themselves. They played well last year, very well. And I've got a bit of a soft spot for City now. I know Victory fans will be screaming, but I didn't grow up in this country. I've adopted the A-League, as it were, and I'm a big fan of what City are doing in the Southeast at the moment. I think they've been more active in the Southeast than Victory ever were, from my experience, and I'm a big fan of what they're doing for local grassroots football. So I've got a bit of a soft spot for City, I've got to say it. But yeah, I do want to see Victory do well. They were my first club when I came over here from the A-League, so I do want to see them do well. What I do want to see in the A-League, though, and I really want to see this, promotion, demotion. Promotion relegation, it needs to happen. Promotion relegation needs to happen because it's just the A-League is growing stale, and you can't, for my 2 cents worth, you can't have these pop-up clubs and throw them into a league and go, oh, it's fresh again. It's not. It's not. Most of the league is still the same. The pop-up teams have little to no engagement with existing fans. beyond those that live immediately local to that team. And you've got historic teams kicking around in the NPL that deserve a shot to get a go at the top level. Some of them were at the top level and aren't anymore. So yeah, promotion relegation for me needs to happen in the A-League ASAP, to be honest. And it's been that way for years. I don't even understand how A-League teams still qualify for the Asian Champions League. It's crap. If there's no promotion relegation, you should not be able to qualify for Asian Champions League, in my opinion. But again, happy to hear from you guys and what you reckon. Let me know. It's one of the things that grinds my gears with the A-League. I don't think I've properly watched/followed the A-League since about 2012. So there's that for you. A little bit of a tidbit. So anyway, it's been an hour and a half. My nose is driving me crazy. I don't want you guys thinking I'm some sort of fiend. So I am going to start wrapping it up. I'll probably be back Thursday, I would say. 7 o'clock's a good time. I'm really happy with this stream. Very interactive, lots of people, lots of different names. I think it's probably the most variety we've had in terms of people. So yeah, I'm very happy with how it went. Thank you everyone that came in. Thank you if you liked the stream, shared the stream. That little stuff, just liking and watching, like even just tuning in for 2 minutes and watching makes a massive difference with algorithms and all that sort of stuff. So I really appreciate everyone that's helped support the stream so far. Twitch still giving me headaches, doing my head in. Still working on that because I know I've got a few people on Twitch that want to be following this, but we'll keep working on that. So yeah, thanks again, Stephen Birch. Thanks, Dean. Catch you next time. Really glad to see you in here, Stephen. I'm glad you got the chat working. Have a chat to your girls, mate. Get them in here. In fact, Stephen, I was thinking about, you let me know what you think, doing a women's football sort of episode. Maybe doing like W League, WSL in England, and whatever else the girls might be interested in. So yeah, let me know what you reckon about that, mate. Just to get the girls involved. But yeah, thanks for coming in. So, and finally, guys, it's tough times for everyone. Lockdowns, especially like around Australia. Victoria, New South Wales especially, getting hit pretty hard. So if you are struggling, please don't try and take it on by yourself. Reach out, even if you're reaching out to friends, family. You can reach out to me, shoot me a message, give me a call, whatever it might be. If you don't have me personally, you can shoot a Football Forum a message. I'll reply through there. But please reach out and get help. Don't try and take it on yourself. And you know, we are here to support each other. You know, speaking from personal experience, especially being a guy, I had that whole bravado of I'm a man, I've just got to take it on the chin and get on with it. It does break you down. Don't be afraid to get help. Whether that's professional, personal, up to you. But let's stick together in these tough times. And thank you again for coming in.